everyone, and welcome to another workout of the week with FCHS. I'm Michaela, and I figured it's been a long time since we've done an office workout, so we're going to do that today. So all you guys need is a desk chair or a chair of any kind. And if you have hand weights, you can grab those too. Otherwise, any household object or a book, file, whatever you got will also work. If anything, we'll just use our body weight. We don't really need resistance if we don't want it. So I'm just going to back up here so that you guys can see me a little better on my wheelie chair. And we are going to start with just a chest press. So our hands are going to come right in front of our chest, about chest level, and we're just going to push straight out until our elbows are, not totally locked out, but until our arms are straight. So there'll probably be a slight bend in those elbows, but we do want to push those arms as straight as we can, really work those chest muscles. We're on 5, we're going to go for 5 more here. We're going to work a little bit of those shoulders and triceps in this one as well. All right, a nice upper body exercise. We're going to do one more, and we'll put those weights down. I'm just going to come to the edge of my chair here a little bit for the next one. If you have arms on your chair, you might have to do the same thing. We're going to start with the palms facing each other. Hands are going to drop to our sides, and we're just going to swing those arms up and back down. So we can leave the arms straight, which will be pretty challenging. We're kind of working those inner shoulder muscles. You should feel some work right in here. If this is too intense, we can actually bend the arms too and do more of like a wing-like motion, okay? That can help take some of the pressure off. It'll still be challenging, but it can be a little, and if you have things that you're banging into, your cabinets. Okay, we're gonna go for 2 more of these for our 10, and we will relax. Our next one, we're gonna do a quick leg one just to give our upper body a break. We're just gonna do a side step. So this is actually something you can do at your desk all the time if you're not in a room with other people. It can be a little jittery. We can just step from side to side, fidgety, jittery, same thing. All right, just some side steps. If you want some extra resistance, this isn't super challenging. You can actually put the dumbbells or your resistance on your legs to add a little extra challenge. But what we're really doing here is just waking up some of those hip and glute muscles with that side-stepping motion. You might get a nice stretch in your hip if you go really far out like that. Just to kind of get, maybe not your steps in, but some kind of stepping feeling while we sit all day, right? You don't even have to get out of your chair. We're gonna go for 1 more on each leg, just for some good measure here. And we'll bring the feet back in. Our next one, we're gonna do an overhead tricep extension. So my hands are gonna come up straight overhead. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better. We're just going to bend at this elbow, okay? Lower the weights down to about your shoulder and come back up, okay? It's going to look like this. And we're only moving at that elbow joint, not moving our shoulder at all. If it's difficult to do the overhead motion, you can also do this exercise with your arms down, and I'll show you that when we finish our set here. We're going to go for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. If you don't like to have your arms overhead, we can actually also hinge forward in the chair and just push those arms straight back. That'll work the same muscle, and it may not be as aggravating on the shoulders. I just have arms on my chair, so overhead was a little easier for me today. Okay, our next one, we're going to do what's going to be called a seated mountain climber. So this exercise on the floor is pretty intense. It might be a little intense from your chair too. There's kind of a lot going on. We're going to start with our arms straight up, with or without the weights, and we're going to bring this elbow to this knee. All right, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to bring the right elbow to the right knee, bring that arm back up, left elbow to left knee, bring that arm back up. Kind of working our full body on this one. Some hip flexors, our core, our arms with the weights, okay? Really good exercise. Really challenging. Make sure you keep that back nice and straight throughout. You want to keep good posture throughout all of these exercises. Right. We're about halfway there. My shoulders hurt. Gonna do one more on each leg, and we'll come down. Good job. Our next one, we'll go back to some lower body here. I'm gonna do what I'm calling a seated clamshell. A lot of times we do these lying down on the floor, but we can do them from a chair. It may not be super intense depending on your level of strength, but maybe. We're gonna start kind of with our legs in a butterfly position. So if your feet are touching like this on the floor, we kind of want to do that, a lot like that butterfly stretch that we may have done. And we're just gonna bring those knees back in to like that neutral position, right? So just letting the legs come out, stretching those inner thighs, those hips a little bit, and bringing them back in. That's going to work a lot of our abductor muscles or glute muscles that we use in that lateral motion that we kind of warmed up with those side steps before. Again, if this is really easy, you can put your weights on top of your legs. This is super easy. You can use the abduction machine at the gym if you have a gym membership. For an extra challenge, but this is again a nice way to get some movement in those really tight hips that we get, the low back that we might be feeling at the end of the day. All right, this can kind of help loosen some of those muscles up. All right, we're gonna go just do 3 more, just a nice stretch, if nothing else. Gotta get your stretches in, your flexibility. 1 more here. And our last one, we're just going to finish up with some bicep curls. So those arms are going to come straight down again. Your palms are face out towards the computer. And we're just going to bring those weights up to our shoulder and slowly back down. Keep those shoulders steady. They shouldn't creep up. You don't want our back involved at all. Again, just moving at that elbow joint, working those upper arms to get the motion. Okay. We got 5 more. And 1 more here. And we're done. All right, that's a nice full body little workout for you guys. If you're so inclined, you can do it a few times, 1 to 3 times. 8 to 12 repetitions in a set, depending on your fitness level and the weights you have. Make it work for you, right? As long as we do it, that's better than not doing anything at all. We'll see you next week for another one. Have a good one.